What's up, Knife Tube? It's Diamond Cut Steel, and you guys are going to learn something today. Alrighty, this one has been asked for quite a few times by a channel viewer by the name of Mick Oz. Me and him talk all the time. He's got a channel too. He does a lot of cut testing. And we're going to cut test the 704 gear D2. And from my use, I can say it's performed very good. Actually, shockingly well, which is another reason it tells me Civivi made these knives. Civivi's D2 is pretty good. Civivi thin cut, their D2 is pretty good. No complaints with it. We're going to go an inch and an eighth. Okay. But yeah, this steel's performed very good. I mean, this is good performing D2. I'd say not quite as good as Civivi or Petrified. I mean, not quite as good as Kubi or Petrified Fish, but close. And you know, just to chat for a minute. All right, so the edge finish we have on this, 17 degrees per side. It's not going to show very well. Come on, show that nice aggressive scratch pattern. Anyways, Atoma 600. But man, I don't know. I've been listening to I don't watch a lot of knife content on here, to be honest. You know, he's got a nice aggressive edge, lots of bite, lots and lots of bite, very sharp. But I don't know. I just don't watch a lot of knife content. But over the past couple of days, I have, and man, I'll tell you, listening to some channels like I just don't understand where these guys, and you know, these are channels in the couple hundred to say 2,000 followers, but you know, they're speaking on steel and they just have no clue. Like I was literally just as I was debating on doing this test. I was watching a channel. I'm not going to call it any names, but he was talking about a Maximet PM2 and a Delica and K390, and he was talking about them and talking about edge retention, so on and so forth. And gets to the end of the video, and you know, he's telling people like, I'm gonna explain to you what wear resistance is, and he says it multiple times throughout the video. And anyways, get towards the end of the video, and then the guy just goes, "Oh yeah, and what wear resistance is it's when it's how long your knife's gonna last." And he didn't mean like edge retention. He meant 704 D2. He meant this is Atoma 600. Okay. He meant as in wear resistance means because you sharpen less, that your knife is going to last longer. That's what wear resistance in knives mean. Yeah, no, it don't. I mean, sure, a longer edge retention steel that's sharpened less is going to last longer because you're removing less steel, but that's not what wear resistance means. If you go to a steel guy and you say this is a high wear resistant steel, to them that means this is a high edge retention steel. Wear resistance directly correlates to edge retention. Directly. High wear resistance is going to be high edge retention. Simple as that. These knives dull by wear. The higher the wear resistance, the higher the edge retention. It's not very hard. And then, another channel. And I was watching today, and dude's talking on there and talking about DLC makes, raises the HRC, makes the blade harder. It's like, what? Yeah, no, it doesn't. And he was talking on stainless steels. On stainless steels, the temper temperature is low, and that's right there around where the PVD process is used to apply the DLC. So you end up with a softer piece of steel after it comes out from DLC. Sure, the DLC coating is very hard, up around 90, 92 Rockwell. Rockwell C scale is not the right way to, not the right scale to measure coatings. But for a number everybody will kind of understand to some extent, it would be up there around 90 to 92 Rockwell. It's incredibly hard, but it's also, a few microns thick. So, it's impressive with his being that thin. It can have that level of wear resistance. Anyways, I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm rambling. I've already got y'all for 6 minutes. Damn it, I talk too much. It really annoys me when people sit there and they talk like they're experts in a subject, and they're just giving out total bullshit information. Total bullshit information. All right, so we got 1.125 of cutting area, 1.5 inch twisted sisal rope. Let's get to it. And also, that squeaking you're hearing, that is not from the edge in this case. That is from the coating. That's the coating squeaking against the rope. All right, so there's 10. Beautiful. Don't feel like any degradation at all. Yawn frame. But yeah, I don't mean to like criticize people, and they can say what they want. It's their channel. But to me, it's upsetting because a lot of the people that watch them look up to them. They look at them as they know what they're talking about, and they're speaking in a way that makes them sound like they know what they're talking about. So the people already look up to them. and they sound like they know what they're talking about. So these people just go right along with it. And then now they take that information and go somewhere else, and oh well, I heard this, and so on and so forth. And it's when you're just giving out blatantly wrong information. It really needs to stop. If you don't know stills I can't speak intimately, yeah. Oh my God, intimately. That word did not want to come out. Then you don't need to speak on them like you do. That is exactly how misinformation gets spread around, and well, go on Reddit and read, and you'll see how much of it there is. If you don't know what you're talking about, then don't act like you do. It's not that hard. I think that's Aaron text. That is Aaron texting me. All right, so we're at 20 cuts. One. Bite feels good. Good. That was me, sorry. Good. I will be very surprised if this cuts as long as the 20th fish K110 does. Even though it's pretty daggum good. Civivi's doing a pretty good job on this stuff, or I know that has to be who's OEM in these, but if they're not, whoever's doing the steel is doing a pretty good job of it. Yeah, I feel one little hang up, but it's little, not enough to tear. Okay. And I do feel the bite falling off a little bit. As you can see, there's a little glint. So I'm going to say probably another 20 cuts about all it's going to do. Keep in mind, this is only on its second edge. And normally I test at 3 or 4 sharpening. So keep that in mind. Yeah, I think it's going to do right there around what Kershaw D2 did. Maybe a little better. Oh, that might be it, boys. No. No, we're still good. Okay, we're at 50. And feel the bite falling off big time. 53, 54, 55. I'm going to check it at 55 because I feel the bite falling off substantially. Yep. 55. 56. 57. 58. 59. 60. Oh yeah, it doesn't. It's getting where it don't want to cut. The bite's falling off big time. So that's 60. All right, still cutting. Well, yeah, still cutting. But that edge is really falling off substantially. So you don't see any glint. Yeah, there's definitely some glinting right here. Still not bad though, but like the edge is still sharp, so that's why it's passing through the paper, but the bite's gone. So it's getting very difficult to cut. One, two, three, 4. Yeah, it's getting really hard to cut. 65. But it's still cutting. 65, it's still cutting, so we can't call the test until it's not, even if the bite's gone. I think that's it. Yep. Yeah, we're going to call it there. So 65. Yeah, there we go. 65. 65. So it did a couple more cuts than the Kershaw D2 did. Now, another sharpening in, it'd probably get a few more cuts. Like I said, I don't believe it's done as good as Petrified Fish and Kubi. Definitely do a better job on their D2 than like Civivi Singcut. Singcut, Civivi does a really good job on it. Don't get me wrong. Just not quite what Kubi and Petrified Fish do. But yeah, I mean, this is for a $19 knife. Come on, that's good performance. The bite didn't start falling off until about 50, seemed like about 50. And keep in mind that edge is still quite sharp. It just has no bite left. Yeah, like it just don't have the bite, but it's still quite sharp. Like there is a catch big enough to make me call the test, but that's still plenty sharp edge, believe it or not. Like there's just a spot big enough to cause it to tear, but the apex is still sharp for the most part. Just don't have any bite. So one thing about it, when it's like that, it'll strop back very easy. So we're just going to go 5 microns, 6 passes per side. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit the camera. Okay. It should be very sharp. It's right back. Yep, looking good. Yeah, I think there's still a little catch in there. Yeah, there's still a little catch in there. But did the bite come back? It's starting to. It'd take more stropping passes. So, yeah, I believe one more edge. I'll retest this knife after another sharpening, and I believe that the numbers will come up by maybe 10 or 15, probably 10 cuts. So actually, I'm going to go ahead and notate that on here, that that's only on its second edge. So we'll cut test it again after one more edge. I may run it at 400 this time instead of 600. We'll see. But yeah, so there's the numbers. And if you remember, the Kershaw edge, I did the sharpening. It was on its second edge as well when I cut tested the second time. So, you know, this has had 2 of my, when I say second edge, I mean this is the second edge I've done. So factory sharpening, and I've sharpened it twice. So anyways, there's your numbers. 704 gear for $19. Come on, you can't beat that. That's still damn good performance, and that's still a absolutely usable edge. And if I was to, all right, so you know the test is, will it come back in 5? Let me do just 10 real quick and see how easily it comes back, or how well it comes back. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Let's see how that acts. That should be really good. Yeah, there we go. Looking good. Yeah, I mean for $19, come on, you can't beat that. It's good and sharp. Some of the bite came back, but it's not got a ton of bite. Anyway, still sharp edge, and again for $19, you can't beat that. One more sharpening, I would expect it to do, like I said, probably another 10 cuts and probably hold on to its bite a little better. But I don't expect it to compete with like the K110 from Plenty of Fish or Kubi's D2. All right, guys. So there's y'all's test of 704 gear D2, probably Civivi made knife. There you go. Y'all have a good one.